Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
We didn't get on here during the holidays because, well, we had so much going on, and um, yeah, it's just been so busy, and
How's it feel to be?
throat.
Yeah, but how does it feel to be back? Because you've done last week. You did quite a few.
It's interesting. I'm not going to be able to do over 2 a day. I got to pull this up a little bit. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I was great during the first one the other day. The second one I was a little yawny.
Yeah.
So I mean I'll have to spread them out,
Yeah.
and that's fine. I mean
Well, some of them that'll get. I'm trying to make. I've got to go in and look because some of them that come back to back probably isn't a good idea.
yeah.
So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, I forgot that we can't see the messages without being on somewhere. So I'm gonna try to get on here
Log
and
on.
see.
I can do that, but I don't have.
But
any
hopefully
glasses.
everybody had a nice connecting holiday.
I used to have glasses, but I don't know where they're.
I
And I'm
found
still
a
having
pair.
hair issues. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. If you've seen my hair in our past videos, it was like a straw. So
I saw a pair of your
I'm just happy
glasses.
that
Just a second.
I'm just happy that I have hair. You know what I mean?
Don't be. Hey, whoa, time. Hey, I'm sitting right here. God, Jesus Christ. I mean, that wasn't very
You don't have
nice.
to call Jesus out of his name.
I'm gonna call somebody. I don't know who the hell else I'm
I
gonna
mean,
call.
that's not nice.
Yeah,
You
well,
can't call
all right.
Jesus out of his name.
Yeah, I feel you. All right,
We've
so
got comments already. We can't read them.
I've got it. Let me see. Thanks.
Anyway, my hair's blue again. Real blue, look.
Yes. Rosie, yes.
What?
She put. I guess we can reschedule because we were sitting there and going. It got later and later. And
Yeah, so I'm sitting here because we had a session and I was like, well, let's just go live then.
Yeah.
Because I was all ready, except for my hair. I wasn't ready.
Oh, you're welcome, Kay. I was literally
Wasn't
Googling
right.
Shiva and Shakti when the notification came up. Perfect timing. Well, we try.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, JB, happy holidays. Hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. We did. Yes, mine was completely filled with love and connection. Last minute, that's okay, Rosie. Hey, Rosie, that's cool. We can make that happen. So we thought we'd come on here and at least just say hello and let everyone. No, you don't have to apologize. If you're apologizing to connection, what are you sorry for?
So here's what I believe. I believe everything happens for a reason. So maybe something that's going to be said here needed to be said, or somebody
Everywhere.
needed to hear.
Yeah. So
And-
Rosie, look at that way.
So yeah, the universe does things for reasons that we shouldn't even question, right? So that's how I look at it. Maybe my hair just wasn't ready.
I think it looks beautiful. I love.
Maybe my hair
I
went
love
right.
your hair.
Do you?
Absolutely.
I love yours too.
You know what? See,
I
this is
do.
turning into a shit show.
I do love it. I do.
Stop it.
I love your hair.
Ooh.
I do. I do. You have hair.
But you know what?
I mean, it's kind of,
You know what?
but it's whiskery.
I look back over our videos and I'm like,
Whiskery.
I was having the whole Bruce Willis thing happening to me the whole time, and I should have just said fuck it and just
What?
shaved it off. It was bad.
Oh,
You should have said. I mean, I get it. I know you're gonna say I did, but you should have told me it was like that. It was like I was fighting it. You fight your youth, but you never fight your
but you
youth
look
when
so cute, Bulk.
Do I?
Yeah, you look. I feel your personal appearance is much more put together when you don't have hair, because you.
See, this is working.
Because you can.
No.
All right.
It's Christmas. Give me a
All
present.
right. I was about to.
I see that.
What is happening?
Love your hair, Sherry from
Thank
Ruda.
you.
Love the blue, JB. See, you're getting comments though. Thank you guys. Thank you for making sure she knows that.
Don't you
Oh,
think he's cute with his glasses on? Look in the.
they look like a robot.
You look like a minion.
I mean, wow.
Look, look.
What did we come on video
It's
for you to
googly
just?
eyes.
Yeah.
Look at it. Do it again. That's the best. I bet you
Yeah,
do that
that's
during
cute.
session.
Yeah, I do.
It's a good thing I'm not
When I
in
need him
session
to
with you all
smile
the
or something,
time, 'cause
or
I'd be
to
like,
take me seriously. Oh.
fix it.
Mm.
Go ahead.
So, the holidays are the toughest time to not be with the person you're connected to. Do you remember going through the holidays without me?
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was it was stressful. And I say that because I'm doing so many different things. I'm cooking. I'm handling everything, presents, everything, right? Wrapping, all this, and then checking my phone to see if you had text. Checking my phone to see if maybe I got a Merry Christmas. Checking my phone to see if maybe,
Whoops.
yeah. It was a lot of annoying checking. You know what I mean?
I didn't, did I?
No.
I'm sorry. Well, no, I don't think I've ever apologized for that. When you're unconscious in this, at first you're telling yourself, this is some kind of voodoo hex you can't get rid of. Then you end up just convincing yourself it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Then you convince yourself that the person didn't want to be connected to you anyway. Especially if you're disconnected. You know what I mean? So I never really thought about what you were probably experiencing when I just
I think
ghosted.
probably the worst one was, do you remember when we it was after we pretty much started talking again after those 2 years.
In
And
2007.
I spent the night at your house that one time, and it was right before Christmas. Remember?
Yeah.
I met your brother.
Yeah.
You had given me some things from a representative that had like a big Escalade truck I had given my nephew for Christmas.
Oh, man.
And that Christmas, we had spent some time together before Christmas. But on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I didn't hear a word from him at all. Nothing. No text, no calls, nothing. Like we had reconnected, and then that first holiday season was very stressful for me. It was pretty stressful for me because there.
But I just found out Ron and you were married.
No. This was 2 years after that. This was 3 years after that. Yeah.
When my mom passed?
No.
Hmm.
No. It was the next year. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
anyway, it was rough. But nevertheless, that was the past, and it's now the present moment, and we have people in here watching this debauchery. I don't know why.
Hello, Michelle Christie.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
And Ruda said, in all honesty, those days of longing are gone for me. He and I are connected no matter what.
There it is.
Yeah, it's like you find a way.
I'm gonna show them something. Go ahead.
Is it possible? I want you to really pay attention to this. I think you're right. I think this actually is why we probably didn't have that today. Is it possible to fit the person you're connected into in this? Is it possible to put them in the space where you don't hear from people you're connected to and just exist and then just move on? Kind of like if you have if you're fatherless or motherless, you can end up pushing that person into that space where you're just used to not hearing from them in connection. Because I think about it, I think about how I was able to just not even reach out to you during the holidays, or your birthday or any of that. And it was literally, I learned to do that because of where I was connected from. You know what I mean? I knew how not to acknowledge the person I'm connected to because I had grown up feeling that the whole time. And I didn't realize how powerful or how prominent that is in this connection. You can get used to not having a connection to the person you're connected to because you don't have that kind of a connection with the person you're connected from.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you find a way to just get through everything because you're used to not having that person there. As a matter of fact, I believe that can be union for most people. If you can be connected to somebody you don't have communication a regular communication stream or regular physical connection with, you learn how to fit them in that space where you're absent.
Right.
And you're the one in control of it. You just don't see it yet. It's very powerful. And it's something you can heal. I mean, of course we did it, so that doesn't mean you can do it too. But you gotta, I'm sorry, it's gonna be painful. It's gonna be very painful because we're witnessing what happens in connection follows you in connection.
Yeah.
And it's there's nothing you can do in that space if they're not ready to go into the pain and sit with you and actually get through what you need to in order to have that in your life. That makes especially
sense.
with what you're watching and you're going, oh no, this is going to repeat, and it's like, yes, it's going to repeat. Every single thing that you don't think is repeating in this connection is repeating in this connection.
Yeah.
In ways that you're just not looking for. Yeah?
Oh, no, for sure.
Okay. I'm Michelle Christie.
I want to show them something. Hold on.
Oh, hi, Maria.
Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something.
Yeah. I have to move on when there is no 3D communication. I've spoken to my masculine for 5 years. Michelle V made me realize we will repeat this cycle over and over and even mask it to not look like the same cycle. That is absolutely correct, Michelle. What she win, Johnny? Oh, yeah. Isn't that cute?
Look at your fearless leader right there.
You know what? I love my pajamas. And this time next year, I won't have that belly.
You didn't have a belly.
No, I felt like I did.
Did not.
Those pajamas were really tight. Except for the pants. The pants could...
We're falling off. He did lose his pants a couple
I was like, hey,
times.
at least I'm wearing cute underwear. You ever done that where you're not wearing cute underwear and your pants keep falling down? Yeah, that was a real thing. That was a real thing.
Cute underwear. I don't even...
So, here we are. A year later, this is our second Christmas with a new part of our connection added to our connection. And what was interesting was this last night in my dream, the energy that gave their liver for you was in my dream.
Yeah.
And I'm going, hi. And they're like, hello. I didn't know if you were ever going to see me. I said, no, you're here. I just was waiting for you to make an appearance. And it was really surreal. But it's tied to us somehow. The events that took place, the way that those events took place, was specifically set up for us to have this part of the connection in our connection.
I agree. I do not know my donor or my donor family. I've written them. They did not write back. I'll probably write them again through another system because I sent out snail mail. I don't know if it got to them or not. But during the holidays, I think of and I feel my donor and my donor's family a lot. Last year, I thought, oh, this is the first year, so it won't. Next year will be easier. But it really wasn't. May have been even a little bit more intense because I woke up on Christmas Eve after a dream about my grandkids that I don't get to spend time with, and they were in a box and I couldn't get to them, and they were yelling for me. It was real intense. And then, but I woke up and the first thing I thought about after that was my donor family and how this is their actual first whole year without their loved one, and I don't know. And I know, all I know about my donor is that my donor was young. So young as in like young teenager, maybe. We're not 100% sure. But we know that I'm 3 times the size of my donor. So, I believe from what I've seen in some charting that it was a male But I don't know that 100%. But I know that even the doctor's talking about, they normally won't talk about your donor because the donors are anonymous, but I've had some problems with my bile duct because of the mismatch in size, so there has been some talk about my donor, but nothing to identify them, except for my doctors twice now. I'm a very good listener. I have to be.
Hey, Omar.
And,
Merry Christmas.
but my doctor said he twice, so his liver, you know what I mean? He didn't say her, he said his. So I picked up on that. And I pick up on things. Do you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
I picked up on something that you said this morning that was interesting. And I'm wondering why this gift is becoming so right in front of me. But this morning we had a session to do right before this, and I go downstairs where Lee'll normally do his first couple sessions downstairs and have his coffee before he comes up here and the day starts and things. It's hectic downstairs sometimes, and sometimes it's not. But he had the computer and things set up, and I was like, oh, and his brother's here because he was here for the holiday. I said, do you want to do this down here, or do you want to do this upstairs? Because he had it set up already downstairs, and I said, well, if he comes downstairs, then he'll be immobile. He won't be able to do anything, so maybe we should do it. Come upstairs, he won't be able to watch TV or nothing, so. Oh, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter, but it had to have mattered because he had it set up down there. So I was asking him, do you want to do it down here, up there? And I was waiting for a down here, up here answer. And then, of course, I got one of Lee's answers that went on to philosophy of some kind of why he was doing it. So I said, look, just answer my question, yes or no. It's a question. It's just a question. Do you want to do it down here? Do you want to do the session down here? His answer to me, ladies and gentlemen, his answer to me was, I haven't given it much thought. Now, my brain to me said, that lying son of a...
No, I really hadn't.
So you had, because if you hadn't put any thought to it, you wouldn't have set it up.
Well, here's the thing. I want to go with the feeling that I have. Mondays in general, for the last few weeks, on Mondays I do. If I have my sessions, I'll bring it down to have my Monday morning coffee.
Yeah.
So in my mind,
Do you have coffee on Tuesdays?
So anyway, I'm in the flow. I'm just in my energy. I'm in my feelings. I'm completely not in my head about anything because that's connection. So I just get up and flow with what I'm in feeling, and I was feeling in a great mood. I get downstairs and I'm just in my flow. I notice that the bar stools aren't there. I get the bar stools. I'm feeding, watering the dogs. I get my coffee together. I'm wiping down. I'm doing shit, right? And then I take my blood sugar. I'm doing stuff.
How was your blood sugar?
And 113.
Oh, very good.
And then, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, and then when you come down and hit me with that, I'm like, that's different for a Monday. And now I'm like, okay, now I'm just been jarred into my head to wonder why I'm doing everything that I normally do, that she never questions, never says anything about. And I'm going, nah, just let this go. And then you kept asking, and I was like, okay. So then it dawned on me, she hasn't been doing sessions for so long. It wasn't dawning on me that the first session I'm doing today is with her. And I didn't ask her when we were up here because it was Monday to me. It wasn't today I start doing the first session is going to be with you. I wasn't thinking of it. And that's interesting from the standpoint that I'm so connected to just being connected and going with the flow and staying in the feeling of being in connection, that it didn't dawn on me, this is new entry level for you, coming back into it and trying to ease your way back into it. So I wasn't, and be honest with you, I'm just tell you straight up, I wasn't thinking about you. I'm not going bullshit you, but I'm going to tell you some truth. I was just in the flow of how I was feeling. So when you decided to pull me into my head, because, you know, in connection, when you get pulled into the head, it's an automatic disconnect. I went, why is she trying to disconnect me this early?
What? I usually start around noon.
Well, no, this is a typical experience of why connection loses communication. Because now I'm going to be in my head that I did something wrong, rather than just being in the flow of doing what I always do. And then it dawned on me, no, don't even, just get out of your head. So I was like, hey, this is where I find my on and off switch. If I get into my head over some stuff, whatever that was, the way your energy was, I went, you know what? You are right. And in my mind, I went, yeah, let her be right. And I was like, stop it. Because I was looking for a way to make it into an argument. And I was like, why? No, I should have just looked at her and held her hands and said, you know what? We could just do our first session today together. Coming back from, the family connection we did all weekend. And it didn't dawn on me to be that way.
Oh.
So then I realized, you know what? She's going to be in this space if I don't just, so I need to just let it go. And I need to love us through it. In connection, it is probably the most challenging thing in the world
Just let them know where we're
to
gonna do the
love
session.
us in it. It's always common to love you in it. But because you can have that. You can have that in this connection where you love that person so much you know you don't love yourself. So I chose not to do that today. I'm going to love us both through this. We're going to get through this. That's what I had to tell myself. We're going to just make this happen. So then when you're like, hey, let's listen to healthy competition, and I went, brilliant idea, right? And we listen to a lot of Bump and Uglies. And if you haven't
listened to Bump and Uglies, you really should.
We have really found this love for this music because there is no rivalry. They all seem to be very connected to each other, even with their different voices, their different energy. It seems to be a flow of connection that we found between these three groups. And they just did a video called Healthy Competition we were watching. So it took everything and changed my energy. And I said, yep, I knew I should have just let it go because that was a better idea. So you can be smart when you want to be.
I just wanted to know where we were having the damn session. That's it.
See,
Upstairs or
this is where she
downstairs?
says the philosophy is where stuff. But it wasn't philosophy. I was just,
Upstairs or down?
I'm in my feelings. When I'm in my feelings, you want me to go to my head.
No, I just
Now,
want to know
most
where we're
masculine.
doing the session.
Hey, Omar, I need some help on this. Omar,
Omar can't help me.
Omar.
Omar
When
can't
we
help
are in our feelings, isn't it funny how
Omar
the feminine
cannot
energy wants to
help
push you into your head
Somebody
to
needs-
think about what you're actually feeling rather than just letting us feel it? And that's why we really get challenged. We can be very challenged because we're not taught to have feelings to begin with. So when we're actually feeling good and you want us to go to our head, it's like, why? Why do you want me to think about things when I'm feeling so good?
Where's Michelle?
No, we don't need Michelle.
Where's Michelle? I need you.
So, Merry Christmas, Omar said.
That's what he had to say? Omar had to say Merry
Well,
Christmas.
he's going to come back.
What?
No, I'm catching up.
Okay.
My DM asked me over to talk the day before. We discussed what we were talking through in each other's lives. We just talked. That's great, Denise.
That's awesome.
Ruda, perhaps you have the ability to channel and develop mediumship with your donor, Sherry.
It's interesting that you say that because I am a medium, and you probably already know that, but it's interesting that I haven't heard, and I thought that I would. But perhaps I haven't. Perhaps I was trying to hear from them, and maybe I should be the one that reaches out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh. Yeah.
Merry
Thank you for
Christmas, Lee and Sherry from Bud Happy. Thank you, Bud Happy. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Michelle Christie, laugh out loud. Omar, yes, with a bunch of S's behind it. Thank you, Omar. Now, we'll be fair in this. We can have two masculines in the body and one of them switch to feminine and make the other one go to a head. It has nothing to do with the actual physical aspect of it, everything to do with what we've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
I had a mom who felt a lot of things and always would express her feelings and then told me to think about things, right? But I didn't know how to think about things in the way that she was probably feeling them. So when you do that, it throws that monkey wrench into there, that belief into there, and then that, I don't know what to do here.
Good to know.
Right. Michelle Christie, I'm here. I'm laughing. No, Michelle. No laughing. This is not allowed.
She'll help me.
No.
She will.
I'm just saying something just to put this out there.
What?
So let's put "We love you all." So
Except
anyway,
that one. Wait, no, I'm just joking.
we
What I'm talking about.
what have you learned
I really can't.
this
see.
holiday season? You want to
What
try to
have
look
I-
through my glasses? Those are much lighter too. You haven't tried those on. Oh, those actually look really good on
Look.
me. Oh, so you know what?
this is how you look.
You're right. It does. It looks kind of cute.
Like a minion.
I should get a heart shape.
A heart
Light.
shaped ring light.
Yeah.
This is great.
That look cute. Okay, that's too much fun. Too much fun.
Okay, what did I learn from this holiday season?
What have you learned? No, what have you learned? Okay, since you're transplant to now, there's a lot of gaps in time for you over the last few years. And you know,
a little bit.
as you look at over the last year, but you just look at over these holidays, what is different about connection now that wasn't there before? That you know now for sure.
Ooh, there's so many things.
But you can just take one. You know?
I mean, I know that I have support, unconditional support from you and your brother and Ron and my son.
So masculine energy is very supportive of you.
Very supportive.
You know-
I've
Have you connected that to any space in your life?
well, yeah. I mean, the only masculine energy I had in my life growing up was my father, who was an alcoholic and who wasn't available.
But wasn't he supported by a lot of masculine energy?
And then my stepfather, who was abusive, are the only men that I had in my life regular. Growing up, but you know, I had grandparents, but I was always closer to the grandmothers.
On your mom's side or dad's side?
Both. I was closer to my mom, to my dad's mom. Much closer to my dad's mom. Didn't care much for my mom's mom. She was pretty mean. Yeah, she did nothing for me. But I've noticed that the main thing I get from my transplant to now is biology doesn't mean family.
Connection can find you
Connection,
regardless of
yes.
biology.
Yes. That,
Mhm.
yeah.
Was that a belief you had before?
No.
That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
That's really powerful.
Yeah.
So,
You really do find energy that matches yours. That's family. I don't even know about matching, but I want to say blends.
Right.
Blends. Instead of going the opposite direction like a magnet, the energy can combine and blend. Right? Instead of going into a room full of biological relatives and it just feels like an opposite
They're
magnet.
disconnect- yeah.
You don't want to be there around some people. Some people just, yeah. A lot of you know what I'm talking about.
Do you feel that adds strength to our connection, or makes it so it's easy to disconnect in our connection?
No, I think it makes our connection stronger.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you know, when was Christmas Eve? I don't even know.
Saturday night.
Really?
Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. Sunday was Christmas.
Today's Monday.
Today
Oh, that's
is
right.
Monday.
Your Monday coffee. Got it. Um, um,
See how this works.
So I sat and think a lot, right? And I thought, Jesus, this man has. You could go back through our videos and see, like, he's been there to comfort me through so much family crap. He waited for me for a year and supported me and held me up and gave me everything that I needed while I was gone. Right here when I came home. I mean, there's been so many things. And then, of course, I got sick and he never left my side. So there's a loyalty there and there's a connection there that's unlike anything else. Right? And I still get mad at you and you still frustrate the shit out of me and I still want to knock you upside your head sometimes, but I don't. I will maybe. But I don't. There's
Wow.
there's something. I mean, I can't. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm not a psychic. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the next 20 minutes. But
well, I can tell you this: the more you dream about stuff like that, you can apologize now. I'm just putting it out there.
Apologize for my dream. Anyway, I just think that there's such a stronger connection because clearly my family turned their backs and walked away because of the energy of our connection. Right? It's hard to be in a room with us when you're not spiritually minded. Right? And you don't understand what this is. And all they see is the physical. Oh, they're so in love. They love each other so much. I don't have that. Screw them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to be part of that. I'm just going to go ahead and fake on with my marriage and drink.
Well.
And I don't know. It's a different energy for me.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, there's parts of my family that are like that too, right? Mm-hmm. And when I really look at it, it's really surreal because I think it's hard to believe that you could change or you could be something different or be what they knew you could be. They're seeing that happen, but it didn't happen when you were with them.
Right.
So it's almost like that you're not who you are, right? That it looks fake from a distance, but when you get up close, and if you just sit in what it feels like, you realize that, wait a minute, I wasn't open to you changing. That's why I had to leave, so you could stay the same in my eyes.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need you. It's that big fear, right? I can't tell people in my family about this connection. I can't, and literally what that sounds like, I can't tell people I'm connected to about this connection because they know how disconnected I am.
Right.
And you don't see that is the fulfilling prophecy that the person you're connected to has to give you. It's almost like they got to give you exactly what that belief is to your family. Mm-hmm. You don't realize, I can't tell people that I'm deeply and physically connected to about this connection because they know I'm disconnected from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
now that person you're connected to has to say, oh yeah, here, let me give you what that feels like so you know how you make them feel.
Right.
And nobody gets that.
Right.
I don't want to get that because if I get that, then I'm forced to change. Then I'm forced to sit in how painful I've made my life without even knowing how to make it even more painful. You have to sit in that pain.
Yeah.
I don't want to change because I told myself the person I'm connected to will never change. And you're going to be right. And as long as you keep being right, you keep finding yourself being disconnected from. So it's so painful. I mean, we get it, man. Oh, do we get it? We get that in such a way. I don't even think we know how to not get it.
Right.
let's see. So, hey, Dio, Merry Christmas.
Dio, hi. Merry Christmas.
Lee said the energy your liver came from showed up to him in his dreams. So the energy has come back to Sherry, right? Maybe reach back. Huh. That's good. Good point, Michelle
Yeah.
Christie. Hey,
That's why we
Dio.
keep you around.
Veronica, hello. Merry Christmas, Lee and Sherry. I discovered the only friend I have left in my life is the ex-boyfriend of my brother. He is more family than my Bud family could ever give me.
Yeah,
That. I understand that, Bud.
we understand that.
Omar, wow. Yeah. Ellen March, hello. Happy
Hi,
Christmas.
How are you?
So strange. Who's really there for you when your life falls apart from left to right? It's interesting how people who do leave your life, especially when it falls apart, you really know who's connected to you.
Yeah, it shows you.
You really learn that.
I really feel, like I said in the very early part of this video, that universe does things, or things happen for a reason. I don't want to say universe does things, but things happen for a reason. And I know that me and my illness, there was many reasons, but it was time for me to sit down so the universe could show me who loved me and who just didn't.
Mm.
And I was putting everything that I had into loving people and going to the extreme for people
Yep.
who didn't even love me.
Right.
And I say that so easily because I was literally in hospice care, right? Which means I'm dying. So I'm literally dying at home with IVs in my veins, pumping morphine. And the people who loved me, were around me. And the people who, look, I have brothers and sisters, I have 4 kids. 2 of my children were here with me. 2 of them were not. None of my siblings called or showed up. None of them.
Mm.
Not one. I have 3 brothers and 4 sisters.
Mm.
Is that right?
Yeah. No, the one who came
Yeah,
from
well,
one,
yeah.
one from Alabama did come, but not right before hospice.
Yeah, right, when I was sick.
Right, and
Right.
then her daughter was by your side, though.
Yeah, my daughter was.
Her daughter.
Her daughter. Her daughter,
It
my
turned up. I mean, she showed up in
Her
the
daughter
States
was,
when-
but
right.
then subsequently got with other people in the family
And then changed her mind.
changed her mind.
Right.
So, yeah, it literally showed me who loves me. That was a big thing. Like, I know now who has love for me and who does not.
Yeah.
And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. Because if any one of those people, any of them were to fall sick then and have been in that situation,
I know what you're doing.
I would have been baking, cooking, traveling, everything to make sure that they were eating, to make sure that they were taken care of, to make sure they had everything that they needed to be comfortable.
That's who you are.
And to show them support and love. Didn't happen to me.
I know.
It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but like I said earlier, I really think things happen for a reason, and that was a great big reason. Because now I know, and now I opened up some flow a little bit more to those people that were here for me. And not so much for the people who weren't.
Well, and even the ones who were, You don't know who was, but
Yeah.
it was interesting because I remember I was starting to get angry about that, and then I went, no, don't get angry. Don't make that a fight. Don't
Yeah.
find it as a funnel. What I decided to do instead was just be completely vulnerable and love you through it
Yeah.
and give you more love through it
Right.
and keep staying connected to you.
Mhm.
And just said, who's here is who's here. Who's not is who's not.
Yeah.
It makes no difference.
Right.
And I realized if I would let that bother me,
Mhm.
I felt myself pulling away. And I was like, that's
Mhm.
not what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. And that's not what this connection has brought into my life. So I knew that I was going to stay by you the way that I know you would have stayed by me, and I know the way you would stay by anybody else.
Yeah.
And it was really surreal because that I don't even have bitterness, and I'm not even angry that they didn't show.
Yeah.
I think what we realize is that connection and staying connected can save anything. Can save a life, can save a love, can save. And those who want to be there with you through it will stay with
That's
you
right.
through it.
And interesting enough, as we speak, actually in an hour from now, we get to spend this time with you today,
our family.
because
You guys are our family.
my biological family is gathering today for Christmas and exchanging gifts,
Yeah.
and I didn't even get the invite.
Yeah. No,
So I get to spend this time with you
no.
and him.
Look, well, I'm your black power chip. They don't need that there. I said it. Okay, listen. Bud
Chocolate
said,
chip.
I'm your chocolate chip. Yeah, I like that.
What's happening on the chat? Because I'm not there. I
So
can't see.
Bud said, so strange who's really there for you when your life falls apart from left to right. Him and his current husband are my soul family.
Oh,
And
nice.
Emily Ray said, wow, thank you. And Bud said, I remember my family and friends painted a very negative picture of him. Omar said, deep. Omar said, I understand her.
Yeah.
Bud said, I know how that feels, Sherry. And then Milano said, love you guys, watched you from the beginning. I hope you get through this. Stay positive, keep affirming recovery and healing to you. And Milano also said, trust me, no matter how close they are to you, it's not a loss, it's a win. You gained a perspective on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And rocking the blue hair, though, iconic, Milano said. And very well said, Milano came from Bud. See, like this video, share this as much as possible, because I believe we've got a very clear understanding of our mission, which is unlike anything.
Yeah,
It's to help you
interesting.
see through the eyes of connection,
Mhm.
through the twin balance. And we keep seeing, how many Geminis popped out of the woodwork?
Look, when I ran that special, when we did our live last time, and I come up with that special for me to be in 3 sessions, I think the first 3 were Geminis. And I was like, oh, look at you, universe. Look what you've done. Wow. I'm in awe. Like, I was impressed. I was like, wow. And there's one in particular, I don't know if she's in the room, but man.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is that her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's her.
And
Yeah.
oh man.
It's Mariah.
Oh my gosh, Spirit was talking to me so much, and I was so overwhelmed, and it was so cool. And I was like, oh no, yeah, I need to work with you. Because Spirit was telling me there's something blocking her from moving on to this level that she needs to be at for some reason that I don't know, and I'm not privy to that information, but there's something there that she needs to get to. And Spirit was telling me, you're the one. You can, you know what I mean? And with Geminis, and I think her twin is a Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there was something awakened in me that was interesting.
Yeah.
I felt alive and like my spiritual gifts when I talked to her, and it was Spirit. And then even in the second one, Spirit was nudging me a little bit. It was.
You know what?
I was awakened, like, yeah. But then I was yawning.
I'm trying not to get vulnerable right now. They've all been weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
And we think our family's not.
Yeah. No, we have a really big family. We have a
Yeah,
really big
you
family.
guys are really,
A really big family. They've
Wow.
all been there. They've been there to support us. They've been there when we were in trouble. They've been there when we were sad, when we were happy, when we moved, when I got sick. You all were there.
I don't think we could have done it without them.
So many messages, so many emails. I mean, I think there was a time when, if I remember right, my memory is really, really not. As a matter of fact, I got a letter. I got a letter.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
God.
you guys got me on that one. I felt all of you just now. It was weird.
I got a letter saying, I had this thing called hepatic encephalopathy, and it happens when all the toxins go to your brain from your liver because your liver can't. Anyway, look it up. I'm not a doctor, but it's clearly done some damage, and they don't know how much damage. My memory just fails me sometimes, but you know what? Sometimes I can remember things when I was 4.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's some brain damage there, and I get that. And sometimes I still have a little speech impediment. When I get angry or upset, I still stutter a lot like I did when I was sick. And that's a tick in my brain that isn't healing, right? And I can't speak a lot of times when I get angry, when I get sad, when I want to yell. I find myself in that stutter position where I can't get anything out. And I know that it's neurological and there's so many things that in the way, but my transplant team sent me to the neurologist, which the neurologist said, you've been referred to us, blah, 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 but we can't accept anybody until April of 2024. We suggest finding an outside provider.
I believe the right person's going to find us. And
I feel
help
like
us.
I should forget about that letter and go to the appointment anyway. Anyway, that was, but I forget what brought me to that, but yeah, the memory and not remembering so many things. But I remember this one specific thing. I think, you know what I mean? I had been prescribed a medication for my liver before my transplant that was outrageously expensive. And at that point in time, I was struggling with my insurance. And I don't remember if that was that prescription or there was another one. I don't remember. But when I got sick, anything that we had financially put up, it was all diminished, right? These prescriptions were insane while I was fighting my insurance. But if I remember right, there was a PayPal that came through that just said, get your prescription. And we had the money, then it was enough money to go get the prescription.
Yeah.
I don't remember it clearly, but I remember it wasn't the outrageously expensive one. I mean, the first one was, it was $10,000 a month
The prescription gel.
for the
Xifaxan.
Xifaxan.
Yeah.
Look that shit up.
It's insane.
Xifaxan.
But the Xifaxan was supposed to alleviate how much ammonia was
Yeah.
getting in your brain, but
Yeah.
at the point where your liver was just where it was, it was helping,
Yeah.
and I believe that probably did help play a part. But
Yeah.
I would tell you, it curbed the suicidal thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Maybe.
And whether or not you can remember that,
But it wasn't that prescription. It was another prescription that I needed pretty badly, but
Yeah.
we were going to get it on Friday, and I was just complaining about it or something, just about the insurance or something. But it just amazed me how much people cared
yeah,
and still care. You know what I mean? And emailed and messaged and asked, and still do,
yeah.
and still do. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get back. We always believed in giving back more than we ever received,
Yes.
and that this is a part of that. the new year. Yeah, there was a message on here. We'll come to that, but I'll just read you some of the, not to be negative, but be cautious with starting the new year with Mercury retrograde on full effect. Now, let Sherry and Lee share something very powerful that we learned about retrograde. Prior to coming into union, we learned that Mercury retrograde can actually be a way to get connected rather than staying disconnected. You just have to focus and realize there's a belief system deep within you. If you believe you're going to have a shitty Mercury retrograde, guess what you just called on? You just told Mercury, hey, cause a bunch of chaos in my life. But if you say, hey, Mercury, can you change connection to be connected to me? If you go into it with a different mindset, like we thrive during Mercury retrograde, you can go back and look. Now, we used to have that belief that it was a horrible time. But we experienced something very beautiful by realizing that Mercury retrograde is here to show you your belief system and what you believe. If it's based on lies, you're going to get more lies during that time. If it's based on the truth, you're going to get more truth during that time. You get to choose how you experience retrograde. Do not believe that somebody, if you read into the negativity, you're not looking for the positivity.
Wake up on the first day and go, oh, yay, retrograde.
Yeah. Wake up and say, this retrograde going into this new year means that I'm going to have a completely different year in connection. Because I think about all the retrogrades that happen throughout your illness, and every single retrograde you seem to be more clear than you did without it. Because I believe that was a way to...
I remember having to, when I woke up in the first day retrograde, having to tell my mind to go, oh yay, Mercury retrograde, I gotta make this positive. And it's so natural now. I wake up, I'm like, oh, retrograde.
You get to choose. Do not go into this believing you don't get to choose.
Yeah.
Make 2023 a year that you get to choose. You get to choose connection. You get to choose how you experience it. You get to choose how it interacts and connects to you.
Yeah.
You get to choose. So if there's any gift you can get from this channel, from what Sherry and I are putting out there with, just taking down the curtain, here's what we're telling you. You get to choose how you want and need to be connected to. Yeah. Make that what you go into this with.
And you know what? Every time we do live, we do this because it comes at the top of my head. But I think we'll put a root camp special out there for 2023. So it'll be $2,023 for choosing. Wait a minute. What did you just say? For 2023, you choose. You get to choose. You get to choose.
That way, but here's the thing.
We can help you do that.
The root camp will kind of be geared to showing you what you're currently choosing, so you know how to choose, or at least can start to understand why the choices that keep showing up to you keep showing up without a full scope of what choices are.
So the root camp that's on there for 22.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna change that up for 30 days to 2023.
Okay, I see what you did there. Yeah. Bambi said
like 30 days.
Bambi came in and said,
January.
Deep Diver said, hi, Merry Christmas. Hi, Deep. We haven't seen you in a minute.
Gosh, it's been a minute.
Yeah. And let's see. Don't forget, you two have been there to lift us up in our darkest hours as well. Oh. And energy exchange is real. Sending big love. Thank you, Bambi.
Thank you.
Michelle Christie, we love you because
she's still here.
You love and care. Yes. Deep Diver.
She usually gets tired of my shit and leaves.
What should I do when I don't feel like talking to my twin?
Don't talk to him.
Well, it's what I'm paying attention to is don't feel.
Yeah.
When I don't feel.
Yeah.
How do you not, if you pay attention to what the statement is, how do I reject the feeling of not wanting to talk to my twin? How do you sit in that feeling and let anybody connect to you?
I look, when I don't feel like you talking to me, like when I don't feel like talking to you, keep in mind, folks, that we stay together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and there are times when he gets on my nerves. But so when I don't want to talk to you, I just won't talk to you. I mean, I'll just not. I mean, obviously, I'm talking, but I just if I don't want to engage in that, I'll go to another room and just sit and mess around for a little bit, and let you do what the hell it is you're doing, and then usually when we come back together, I'm like, oh hey.
When I don't want to talk to you, I end up having to talk to you.
Well, I end up having to talk to you too, but
so
I'm gonna let that.
pay attention to why you don't feel like talking to your twin as much as you talk to them.
Right.
Pay attention to what that feeling is trying to tell you.
Right.
If there's a feeling in you telling you don't want to talk to your twin, how are you accepting the feeling and actually discovering what that feeling actually means?
Another session in 10 minutes.
Okay, Emily, I've started questioning my intuition and how I feel more than ever I have.
Who?
Emily Ray,
Okay.
I've started questioning my intuition and how I feel more than I ever have. I think it's a new level of healing and perspective, but it's very hard. Any thoughts on this? Yes, stay out of your thoughts.
Quit. Here's the thing. Quit. Don't stop listening to your intuition. That's your soul talking to you. So if you shut that down, all you have left is this, and this is a nightmare.
Yeah.
So, and this, your heart too, it's compassionate. It's going to lead you down the wrong road. It will. Trust me. But when your intuition, you know how many times my soul tried to override my heart and be like, I know you're compassionate, I know you care, but that is not the road you need to be on. So many times. Stop trying to question your intuition because that's your soul. You're questioning your soul. And I don't remember the rest of the question. That one struck me.
Yeah, I think it's a new level of healing and perspective, but it's been very hard. What's making it hard is the thinking.
Yeah.
Because
that's all you have left.
Yeah, and here's the thing that intuition wants you to get is that if your mind gets involved, it's the same reason why you stumbled on and found our channel. Our channel is here to show you what thinking does to connection. It's trying to make it very clear that your feelings matter more than your thoughts. But you don't know how to traverse that or transmute it, so you found this channel. So if you're on this channel and you keep finding your way back to this channel, and you're even watching this video right now, we're here to show you what your thinking is doing to your feelings as it comes to this connection. Not what your twin thinks, but what you think. Because we're living proof that thoughts can destroy the connection, but not necessarily destroy the connection. It can actually bring you closer together if you tell each other the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Maria said, well, you also get over what you missed before. Like it helps you clear up things. I think she's referring to retrograde. It helps you clear up things that you didn't get done yet. It's like a second, third chance, etc.
Yeah. Yes. It takes you back.
It's that Gemini
I just
energy.
I analogize that like, the planet physically going backwards and being taken back, right?
Yeah.
To be able to come forward, you have to, I don't want to say fix, it's a bad word, but I don't want to say the cuss word either, but I want to say, I'll say it in a better way. If you want to unscrew it up.
Yeah. Unscrew it up, there's her new word for 2022. They call it 2023. I know what word you were going to say.
I know.
I heard it in my head. I felt it.
I'm trying to be a better person.
Why?
Because every time I cuss, our 5-year-old grandson,
you got a point.
He
Stop cussing, Mama.
You said a bad word. And the other day I said shit, and he said, Mama, you said a bad word. And I said, well, damn.
But then in the background,
you got the
two going shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh,
don't you love connection?
I'm such a potty mouth.
Yeah.
And he's calling me out on my shit, right? Yeah. And this is the same kid, let me tell you. this story. This is the same kid who last year when he was 4, we're over there, and his mom and dad had left, and he said, "Can I say a cuss word?"
Oh.
And he's 4.
We're expecting something.
And I was expecting like hell, you know what I mean? Or damn, you know what I mean? Something little.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, okay, you know, your parents aren't here. What are you going to say? This kid looked at me and went, "Motherfucker."
I tried not to laugh. I could.
And I can't say shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a double standard that we have to have a conversation about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to fix that.
But said wordly, Milano said, "What about using tarot readings, picking the card, and psychics during separation, yay or nay?"
Okay, I can touch on that.
Okay.
Oh man, do I have cards? I've got, first of all, I got this Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Allen. It's the blue deck. Not our Sandra Allen. The
Very similar.
No, it's not Sandra Allen. That's why it's Sandra Taylor.
Yeah.
Which is, anyway,
The same
it's
thing.
same thing. But,
Well, you talk about connection.
yeah. But this Energy Oracle deck, Sandra Taylor put out, it's a blue deck. A lot of you probably have it. It's amazing. That deck speaks to me in such a way, right? I mean, every day it tells me so much good shit. I've got tarot cards. I've got the cards. I've got the crystals. I've got the pendulums. I love them on when I need them. However, when we're in separation, we tend to get obsessive and compulsive in a lot of ways, right? So we can't go to them. So we go to our cards, we go to our crystals, we go to our pendulums, we go to those things, which is fine, except for 1900 times isn't, right? Go to your cards one time at the beginning of your separation, and do not ask Spirit to comment again, right?
Why is that?
Because Spirit's going to give you the answer the first time. And then the second time you're questioning Spirit.
Oh. Ouch.
And
Ow. Can you say that again?
Yeah, the second time you're questioning Spirit.
Right? And a spiritual connection.
And it's your mind that's questioning Spirit.
Oh.
It's your mind.
Amen, sister.
So that's my answer. It's my personal opinion. Just stay away from your
that makes a lot of sense.
Stay away from your one time. I ask Spirit every morning. Talk to me through my cards. And they do. It's sometimes Spirit even says, "Not today. We're going to use the pendulum today." That's how we like to communicate. How would you like to communicate? And it comes in different forms. But I've noticed that if I ask my cards to give me a picture, right? And I don't like the picture, I'll ask the cards to give me a picture again. Right? And that picture doesn't make any sense at all. But my head wants to twist it into what I want it to be.
Right.
Just listen to Spirit the first time. Spirit ain't gonna lie.
True. Denise said, "I'll be doing root camp. Got to get finances. Tell finances that you're ready." Before the live started, I kept hearing positive thoughts, Emily said, but laugh out loud. Maria said, "Unscrew ourselves," yeah. Milano, "I'm an avoidant, detached, and I run when I get overwhelmed. I stopped trying to connect due to his hot and cold. It's been 3 years. I just found out he's been secretly with a karmic. I'm letting go." It sounds like you were letting go before they found a karmic. What do you accept about hot and cold in connection? Because if you can accept them both, you get to determine what's warm. Right?
Yeah.
You don't get to you get to determine how you're going to show up in this connection. Yeah.
The person you have a session with right now is actually in the room.
Yeah.
And they said go for 15 more minutes and then you can start your session.
Oh, wow. Thank you. You know what? That's beautiful. Isn't it?
That's awesome.
You guys must be getting something from this. I mean, even... Oh, thank you. I know you're watching this instead of being in your session. I don't know who my twin is anymore. Like, one week I feel connected to one person, and then the other person the week after. Could it be possibly for a person to not have a twin in their reincarnation? Absolutely. Do you want our belief, or do you want us
I
to
was
ask you
so
a
waiting
question
for him
about
to answer that. Go ahead.
your belief?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's best to ask people what they believe.
Yeah.
Do you believe that life is continuous, or do you believe that birth and death are not just a door that you keep walking through life? So even if you're saying in this life we're not going to be together, you're trying to say that life is something that ends when it really truly doesn't. So I don't think I understand that belief system, because in connection we found that we've always been connected. It's not like we got to say to each other, maybe in the next life we'll be together, because the one life is this, and then birth and death is how we keep finding each other in it. So I guess it really depends, Bud, how you really look or view that particular thing. The thing is, we can't give you a belief system that's currently in you. If you believe that you're going to be able to go through this life and find them in the next life, you actually have already condemned the connection without even seeing how your thinking is doing that, not your actual feelings. So I would tell you, I don't want to change your belief system based on what you've experienced. But if you're asking yourself, can I have connection in this life, in this moment? What do you believe your answer is if you're reading what you just wrote? And what we're trying to tell you is, if you don't change it there, it doesn't change anywhere. Because the power of now is that power. You get to choose whether you can have connection now, or you want to change and make it about something else. So I want you to look at it from that perspective, and then you'll have a different answer. Emily, that helps a lot. Thank you. Bud, I would be relieved if I didn't have one. Bud, I'm already happy with who I'm friends with.
Mm-hmm.
Deep diver. We are not physically together.
I think that's perfect, Bud.
Yeah. We are not physically together. He's in my neck of the woods now, and told me let's catch up when I would tell him to not let me know when. He would go around town by himself and calls only at his time. Ashley retracted. I don't know if you have something to say, but it's good to see you, Ashley. I'm getting a lot from this video, guys, Bud said. Tara said, hello, love you guys. We love you, Tara. Bud, okay, I got what you mean, Lee. That hit me. Thank you. Deep said, it will be our first time to physically meet. If we do so, he came here for his job. And Ashley gave us all hearts. So I think we're correct. We really love you guys.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what?
I really enjoy coming live.
I know, and we really do. And I know that you guys are looking for some videos that we've recorded. We've shot some stuff we have not put up. We had stuff that even from when you were ill. We still have stuff before she got her transplant. We have a ton of stuff. But we also realize that we want to leave something in a space where when it's really that time, it will all come out. I mean, you guys, Sherry finally got to watch a video where a whole set of twins all showed up in one particular video for an actual hour in a Zoom call that we haven't released. But you had, everybody was there. And they all came and they all did this healing hour for Sherry. And
I was so I speechless over that.
It was Sandra and Alan, I think, put it together.
Speechless. Like, that was one of the major things, that the bigger things that I've seen and experienced and witnessed, that kind of love and support. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And I will watch that video every time I get bad news from the doctor. Anytime things aren't going well. That was so much energy.
Yeah. You see, you had...
It was
everybody was there.
It was amazing.
You had There was every type of every energy was there. It was beautiful.
So
And
many.
I don't.
So many I didn't even know.
Yeah, that we didn't even know that they watched.
Oh.
But it was extraordinary.
Yeah, it was.
Extraordinary, and it's amazing how connection calls to connection.
Yeah.
Milano thought by ignoring him, maybe he would stop the cold and hot. So just to clarify, Milano, I thought by rejecting him, he would stop the hot and cold. Doesn't make a lot of sense now, does it? So, and come around, but I found out he's dating, so somebody who's not rejecting or not ignoring him and not questioning whether it wasn't mutual. But when I tried to reconnect, he's mad. So you're thinking, if I just ignore, which is the same as rejecting, that it wouldn't make him go to somebody who's not rejecting them. And now when you're trying to reconnect, he's mad because he doesn't know how to trust you because you were rejecting him. So it's almost like you're looking for a reason to be disconnected from when you didn't call out that you disconnected in the first place. You don't need to ignore.
Right.
I think that used to drive each other. We drove each other completely mad with that. Mm-hmm. So Milano, reach out to us. Let's do a 30-minute. We love you guys. We really should go.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Yeah. We love you.
Leave some clearance stuff for me.
And yeah,
when
and like
I
this
get out
video.
there and get some shopping, some clearance shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave something.
We're looking for that big, huge Saint Bernard. We saw one
this
this
big
holidays.
Blow up.
It was like 8 feet tall.
Big Saint Bernard. Big what is it called? Inflatable. Christmas inflatable.
Yeah.
Lee. There's these. I get connected with families on the road. I was. There's this house, this family, they have I don't know them. We cruise by their house all the time going to the kids' house. I don't know. But they have a big St. Bernard, and he sticks his nose through the door, and he's so cute. But in their yard was this huge, like 7-foot tall St. Bernard inflatable leaf.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that family. There was another family. Oh, I wonder how they're doing.
We're gonna drive past there. She used to tell me stories about that family.
So I like to make up stories, and
about the people that live there.
There's an old couple that live on a rural street that used to go to our old house, and we pass them all the time. And sometimes there's cars in the driveway. I believe I'm going to say it's their kids that are visiting, right? I've come up with a whole story. It's just them. In the summertime, she puts only red, what are those flowers called? Anyway, they're all red. And she puts them in the side yard, the backyard, no other colored flowers, just red. And it's so pretty. But the one year they didn't do it, and that just broke my heart because I thought maybe she was sick and ill. But then I saw them sitting on the porch, so I felt better. I called them Sue and Bob.
I believe so.
I call them Sue and Bob, and they're precious. And I saw an ambulance there one time. I was so sad, but then I saw them on the porch again, so I was happy. But sometimes they go to bed around 9. Sometimes around 8 is when they pull their shades. But the TV's never on after 9, so they go to bed early over there. And I just love them people.
Yes.
I don't know them. I don't know them.
They all said love you. Bud said thank you so much, love you too. Omar said love you too. Milano said it's hot and cold behavior that made me feel rejected, but I get it. We've been watching George and Tammy, and we get that.
So good.
Cynthia said, love you guys too. We love you guys, and thank you. And yes, you'll be seeing this again. I think we'll probably pop on some other time this week.
Yeah. I think we should do a forum too. Let's do a forum.
Oh, do you guys want to do a Zoom and we can send a link so people can come in?
Do that.
Would you guys like to do that?
A free forum with Lee and Sherry. I think it'd be fun.
Okay.
I'm like having fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We'll post in the community that we'll be putting a Zoom together. We'll figure out a date and time, but we'll do it before the end of the week.
Yeah, we'll do that. And
if you'd like to come in and talk.
Throw us some serious twin flame questions. We're all about it. Throw us some personal questions. We're all about that too. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Those are fun. I love answering
real time
personal questions too, real time. Like, and it could be anything.
Are you up to pulling some cards for people?
I mean,
at some point?
I could do that.
We'll
I'll
probably,
work
after
up
the
to
new year,
that.
we'll
I'll get
look
up
into
there.
doing that. We'll probably do some
TikToks. We got to build our TikTok so we
Yeah,
can go live
yeah.
on TikTok.
Okay, and I know I'm gonna update the about page so you can find our TikTok.
So we
because
got
we had a
two
different.
TikToks, and the one
We gotta
I
lock
can't
that out.
I can't
She set it up when she was sick. So
I can't
we
log into it. So it's the one with
Twin Flames, Lee and Sherry. But now we have Lee Share.
we
Right.
share.
Let's share.
Let's
Let's
share.
share. I'll post it. I love you guys. Merry Christmas.
And if anybody works at TikTok and can get me my account back, that'd be great.
Yeah, about that. See you soon.
Bye.